first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 9 wins and 1 loss. He stands 163 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 56.8 kilograms. Representing the firm Combat Dough and Cage K MMA and fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, USA. Give it up for Jose Little Shorty G. Torres. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 23 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw, and 1 no contest. He stands 166 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 56.9 kilograms. Representing Nick Cantone MMA, Driven Gym, and Pure BJJ by way of Bud Lake, New Jersey, USA. Give it up for Sean Shorty Rock Santella. For fighter instructions, your referee, Decky the Bandit Larkin.
All right, gentlemen, you've been through the rules. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves now, go back to your corner, come out fighting.
Win.
This to advance to the semi-finals of the Brave Combat Federation Mixed Martial Arts Flyweight Tournament. Touch of the gloves and we are good to go. Santella opening up with a huge leg kick. Shorty replies back in kind. Santella in on the takedown. Can it be defended? Nice use of the whizzer from Shorty. I think I need to be more specific when I say Shorty. I'll say Torres. Santella very dangerous off his back. As we've alluded to, a 2nd degree black belt. Maybe trying to set up the triangle here. Playing around with that guard in a very dangerous fashion.
He does hold a 2nd degree black belt under Brian McLaughlin, not one of the best known jiu-jitsu coaches in the country, but absolutely one of the best.
Watch out for the triangle setup. He's creeping that ever further in, but Shorty doing a good thing of creating the angle, doing the right thing, creating space and getting away. He's tasted a little bit of that black belt jiu-jitsu.
Remember, Phil, Shorty Torres is looking for a knockout. That means he's going to have to take some chances where things like this happen. We've got a leg lock attempt.
Can we just take a little bit? Can we just take a little bit of time to appreciate just how beautiful that scissor takedown was?
He's in on the heel.
He's trying to get, momentarily looked like he was trying to get the knee bar. Shorty needs to stay calm in this 50-50 position.
This is the single most dangerous hold in mixed martial arts. It's an inside heel hook attempt.
An inside heel hook has the potential to completely destroy the knee if applied properly.
Destroy the ACL, the MCL, the meniscus.
Santella remaining calm, and Shorty needs to be very aware, very calculated of his next movement. Cheeky little shot from the bottom there from Santella.
Santella.
Oh, he's trying to get the torque on that heel. Oh, it looks dangerous.
Santella he's willing to take some face shots in order to set up this leg lock. He's getting closer. He's in.
Oh, that looks
He's
tight.
In, Phil.
That looks so tight.
He's in. It's not quite perfect. The bicep is on the heel, not the bone. What happened was the bone from the center of the forearm down was not in place. Now we're looking for a double submission. This is a double Achilles lock. It's extraordinarily painful and very hard to get out of.
Shorty doing the right thing by remaining calm, not doing anything, not trying to jerk the legs out, to pull the legs out and thus deepen the submission. But again, you're just seeing high level, world-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu being displayed by Shorty Rock right here.
And as I alluded to earlier, when you want to get that knockout, when you want to thrill the Brave Nation fans, things like this are easier for your opponent to set up.
Has that figure 4 lock just...
He's looking for an Achilles lock.
He looks like he's trying to apply the pressure.
The pain from this is extraordinary. It's got to get that, there it is. It's got to get that forearm down just a little lower. When the bone in the forearm is against the bone in the Achilles, it becomes unbearable.
Shorty needs to be very, very careful which way he decides to turn. And the leg lock game, something that was almost a lot of people would have turned their nose up at years and years ago, has become a mainstay and has become one of the most dangerous aspects of submission grappling.
It has, thanks in no small part to New Zealand John Danaher.
Great shout.
Brave Nation, this is a double submission. Jose Shorty, his right calf is now being driven into his left calf, and Shorty Rock, when he pulls up his forearm and digs it against the calf, there's tremendous pain there too. What he's trying to do is transition to a heel hook.
And again, he's trying just to twist that.
There
again,
it is, and he's out.
Trying to get the heel hook. And I have to say, credit has to go to Decky Larkin for letting that go and let them play out on the ground for that length of time. That was nearly a 4-minute exchange. So well played, Decky Larkin, for letting that happen. Now, Sean Santella, in the space it took me to say one sentence, has taken the back of Jose Torres.
This figure 4 on the body is not just difficult to shake off, it also makes it very difficult to breathe.
Can't quite see from this position how deep underneath the chin, if at all, the arm is of Sean Santella. He seems to be slowly, just methodically working for it, trying to creep it in.
Shorty Torres.
Oh, and that's a veteran move. He was covering the nose of Jose Torres to impede upon his breathing.
That muffler is nasty. You've got pressure on the belly so you can't breathe. You've got pressure on the throat so you can't breathe. And you got physical pressure smushing your nose so you can't breathe. This is the very definition of misery, and it ends with the first round.
That was some of the best technical exchanging of jiu-jitsu I have seen in mixed martial arts. Santella, I like how methodical he was with it. He wasn't trying to dive on a submission. He was waiting until he knew he had something 100% locked in. But did he show his hand too early to Jose Torres? Does Jose Torres and his team now know what the game plan is?
Phil, there are those who say jiu-jitsu is dead in mixed martial arts, that it's all wrestling and striking, and that's not true. As you saw here, at the highest levels of the sport, jiu-jitsu can be devastating.
You can see in the corner of Jose Torres, esteemed nutritionist and mental health advocate Lou Giordano. And if you're in a fight like this, you want somebody like that around you, somebody like Lou who knows how important mental health is along as a facet of mixed martial arts, as is the conditioning, as is the striking, the wrestling, the grappling.
Little delay to get some water out of the ring. Phil, I think in this round, Shorty can't drive in with quite as much aggression as we saw in round 1. When you drive in too hard, it leaves you open to takedowns, and when that happens, you saw what happened.
Referee Decky Larkin calling for a towel. Perhaps just sees a little bit of moisture on either the fighter or, as we suspected, on the cage.
Once again, Decky making sure that these fighters are safe. There's no slips that could mar the action, and it's on!
So potentially Shorty Torres needs to be a little bit more restrained in his advancing attacks. Maybe fight at distance a little bit more. Nice work from Santella to get his strikes off.
Little Shorty G. Torres has world-class footwork. Need to see just a little bit more of it.
Torres punishing Santella for trying to get in on that leg.
Santella's setting up the back take.
Oh, that is fluid, dangerous Brazilian jiu-jitsu. He has the arm trapped as well, Carrick. If we look, he has the right arm.
This is an extremely dangerous position.
Now switches.
There's the figure 4.
Jose Torres manages to get the leg out, but when you're swimming in shark-infested waters of Brazilian jiu-jitsu, one of the most dangerous sharks is a guy called Sean Santella.
Phil, Shorty Rock is now applying pressure in 3 places. It can be too much to overcome. There's pressure on the abdomen, making it hard to breathe. There's strikes, and as well, there are choke attempts and muffler attempts. This is a horrible place to be. However, little Shorty G is a seasoned professional now. He is not nervous. He's calm. He's thinking, and he's going to fight his way out of here to the utmost of his ability.
Needs to turn to the side, and he's doing it. He needs to turn to the side that body triangle is locked on, that being his right side. He needs to continue to turn to that side. Santella doing a good job by hooking his instep of his right leg into the back of the leg of Jose Torres, giving himself a little bit more control.
The man we're calling Little Shorty G learned his grappling from Master Bob at Combat Do in Chicago, Illinois. He is not nervous here. He's been in these type of situations countless times since he was very young.
He's trying to step over that outside hook Santella has in from his body lock triangle.
Starting to get just a little bit of looseness in those hips. If he can loosen it up just a little more, he can pop around, end up in top guard.
That's just as equally a dangerous place to be when you're grappling with a guy like
Figure
Shorty
four's
Rock.
broken. And it's on again.
Re-established by Shorty Rock.
Phil, I want to reiterate what you said. The jiu-jitsu we're seeing here is some of the best I've ever seen in mixed martial arts.
Just so restrictive, and it's so calm. As I say, he's not trying to snap anything on. He's trying to let Torres present those little gaps in. And once again, credit to Decky Larkin for letting the fight play out mostly on the ground thus far. Oh, that he hasn't got it underneath the neck, but that face crank is terrible.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brave Nation, that face crank does actually stop breathing without putting pressure on the throat. It drives the jaw back in towards the back and does restrict breathing terribly.
Again, Santella has
And he's out!
Oh, great work from Torres to get back.
Huge moment for Little Shorty G.
And doing the right thing.
Calling his opponent up.
Doing the right thing. I think he knows he's going to have to defend the takedown from Shorty Rock.
Little Shorty G went into this fight saying he wanted to knock his opponent out, and he's sticking with it.
Shorty Rock pulls guard. That shows you just how confident he is in his jiu-jitsu. Cheeky, nasty heel strikes.
Shades of Hoist Gracie.
He just has that vice-like grip underneath the arms of Jose Torres. Again, momentarily looked like he was trying to set up a triangle on his left side. Oh, that's a crushing elbow from Shorty Torres. Just turned the elbow over beautiful. And again, those nasty, they may not look like a lot, but I can tell you they are some of the most painful strikes you can absorb.
100%. Again, I think we're going to see Shorty calmly, carefully set up another big ground and pound burst. And he calls his opponent up. Wants to knock him out. He's got 30 seconds to do it in this round.
Santella, much to his credit, fires back, showing that he's not just a jiu-jitsu guy. Using fakes and level changes as Santella to get the respect, and rolls beautifully.
Shorty's going to back out of there. He's got 10 seconds. He wants one more shot at his opponent from standing.
Oh, spinning heel kick. Beautiful.
Wow, Phil, what a way to end that round.
No one saw that coming. Sean Shorty Rock Santella looking better than he ever has.
Extraordinary jiu-jitsu, and he brought the rolling thunder.
But what I loved about that was it was misdirection. It was bait your opponent into thinking you're only doing the one thing, so they kind of sleep on your striking a little bit. That can afford you the opportunity to pull off something spectacular. And it landed at a pivotal moment, that being the end of the second round. Thusly, in my opinion, confirming the round for him.
Phil Jose Little Shorty G Torres has to finish his opponent in this round. He has a huge conundrum here. If he tries too hard, what we saw earlier is going to happen all over again.
Down,
He's got to be extraordinarily careful in how he sets up the knockout in this round. He cannot press too hard. He's got to use that footwork, move in and out, try and draw his opponent forward, and land a knockout blow.
If you're in the corner of Shorty Rock, surely you're just saying more of the same, please.
If you're in the corner of Shorty Rock, you've got two words: jiu-jitsu.
Is jiu-jitsu not hyphenated? Is it not one word? No. And again, Torres trying to land those big strikes. Lands a clean straight down the middle, but Torres, or
Very
Shorty Rock,
clever. Shorty Rock steps out of that clinch, calls his opponent up. Again, he's going to stand up and back out, calling him up. He knows what he wants to do. Little Shorty G wants to knock his man out cold.
Santella doing everything he can to try and get the takedown, but Torres now starting to open up with the hands a little bit.
Beautiful work from Little Shorty G. This is the fight he needs. He needs to move in and then out, in and then out. If there's a clinch, pop right back. Don't stay on the mat.
Landed a beautiful short lead uppercut there on Santella. Now leading with hooks, trying to cut angles for himself.
As dominant as Santella's jiu-jitsu was, so is Little Shorty G's striking. He wants to get out of here. He does not want to get involved in this ground and pound.
And right now he's trying to do everything he can to get out. Watch the hips of Shorty Rock turning here. Could be trying to set up a potential armbar.
Out and he's up. Calls him up. What a brilliant tactical fight we're watching, Phil.
Torres needs to keep putting that pressure on. Just work with the hands. Potential for the double leg here, but you know that Shorty Rock is so confident with his jiu-jitsu that he's happy to get in a position for a double leg, and rather than get rid of unnecessary energy, he falls back into the guard position.
Phil, it is almost unheard of in mixed martial arts to pull guard in an MMA fight, but you are seeing it, and you're seeing why. When your jiu-jitsu is this good, you can do it, even with a monster on top you like Little Shorty G.
3 minutes left to pull this back and potentially get the finish. That's what Little Shorty G needs right now, and he's going to work. Mission control position here from Santella. May look to try and play a little bit of rubber guard. Look at how dangerous that guard is, but Torres doing the right thing by trying to stay as compact as possible and squares off the hips beautifully. There's that rubber guard, showing his flexibility. There's potential for a number of submissions here from rubber guard.
Shorty Torres denying all of those right now.
At the halfway mark of the third and final round here in Combat Kingdom Bahrain.
Phil, we're seeing a little turn. Shorty Torres has now developed confidence in his ground game. I do believe he feels like he can dominate this ground attack. Not with submissions, but with a brutal ground and pound and heavy hips.
But late in the third round, is it enough for him to just win this round, Kirik?
It is not. He's not. I don't believe he's going to win this round 10-8, which would end us with a draw. I do think he needs the finish, and I do think he's going to go for it. He is trying to take his man out of here. He's trying to soften him up with brutal shots, and he is going to go for a submission or call it back up, look for a standing KO. He's got about just over 100 seconds to accomplish that.
And if you're in Santella's position right now, you're happy to just hold on once you get a part of any of Shorty Torres. And with less than 2 minutes to go, Shorty Torres really needs to turn the heat up. Body lock from Santella, well defended by Torres, and I think Santella breathing a little bit heavy. Again, takedown defended by Little Shorty G.
Phil, Little Shorty G is now coming into his own.
With 1 minute and 20 seconds left.
We're seeing positional dominance, heavy hands.
Shorty Torres being warned about the strikes there by referee Dickie Larkin. Has that seatbelt grip. What's he going to choose to do with it? Chasing that finish.
Little Shorty G is now dominating this fight. He's got 1 minute left.
Santella needs to be a little bit more active to avoid referee Dickie Larkin jumping in here. As I say, he's holding onto that arm of Shorty Torres.
Phil, it's almost like Little Shorty G needed a couple of rounds to wake up after this layoff he had.
30 seconds left in this third and final round. Shorty Torres turning it up, using the knees to the body. Santella trying to get that guard back in. And with around 20 seconds left in the round, Little Shorty G needs that finish. He needs to land something big right now. He needs to give it everything he has. Big shot again, but is it enough? There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Unbelievable fight. Phil, it is possible that this fight ends up 10-9, 10-9, 8-10, and that we have a draw.
It's very...
If that happens, I do have an idea.
I would be happy with a Southern victory round. But ladies and gentlemen, Jose Shorty Torres might just have snatched a draw from the jaws of defeat. He turned it up so much in that third and final round. But is it enough considering what Santella did in the first and second round? These are the questions being posed. This is what we need answered. It really is about the phenomenal, no other word to describe it, the phenomenal jiu-jitsu of Shorty Rock versus that late push from Jose Torres. Regardless.
Phil, we do have a fighter in this tournament who did not have to fight his way in. Zach Fun Size Makovsky. If this ends up as a draw, I'm wondering if we can move one fighter forward in the draw and have the other fighter fight Fun Size.
In the occasion that it was a draw?
In the occasion that it's a draw.
So
I believe we may be looking at a majority draw here.
So potentially you could see both guys advancing off the back of this fight.
I would like to see that.
I would not have an issue with that, Keurig.
Jose Shorty Torres came into his own in that final round. Sean Shorty Rock Santella showed some of the most beautiful jiu-jitsu that I have seen in the 27 years I've followed this sport.
Unquestionably.
I would love to see both these fighters advance in the tournament.
And once again, like so many occasions tonight, it's taking a little bit of time for these scores to be tabulated, predicated off the fact that this was such an intriguing battle. But it all comes down to that third and final round. I can see the Roaring Lion is on the prowl. He's approaching the Brave Arena. And for the third and final time tonight, we will hear one of the best in the business, the inimitable Mr. Carlos Kramer.
My question to Phil and my question to Brave Nation is, was that third round a 10-8 round? We are going to find out very, very shortly. If, as I suspect, that was a 10-9, 10-9, 8-10, this is a draw.
Referee Deggy Larkin has called both men into the center. Carlos Kramer is approaching the cage for the final time tonight. Let's make it official.
All right, Brave Nation, what an incredible main event in our flyweight quarterfinal. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Your first judge scores about 29-28 Santella. Your next judge scores about 28-28, and your third judge scores about 28-28. We have a majority draw, ladies and gentlemen.
There
What
you
an
have it.
incredible fight.